Hello there. My name is Mary Ajagwe, and you're welcome to Dare to Live podcast with me. So, yes, we have been talking about the other side of fear. And today I have another amazing guest with me on the show. Her name is Nwanya. Nwanya, thank you for joining us.
Or thank you so much for having me.
It's so great to have you. So great to have you. All right, so let's just get right into it. So today we'll be talking about the other side of fear. But before we begin proper, who is Obi? Let's get to meet you.
Who is Obi? Well, I think basically Obi is Obi. That's like the first thing. But let's just get into it. So professionally, I'm a digital marketer, the brand specialist, a graphic designer. I do a little bit of brand analysis and all of that. So that's work. And if we're talking about personality, I'm an introvert and an extrovert together. I know when to bring on my fun part. I know when to hide and just be quiet, take time with God, And yeah, I love to watch movies. I love to sing. What else? I mean, so many things about me, but let's just say this little one.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Really, I already know who you are, but my listeners would love to know, so that's why
I
had to ask that. Awesome. So first question really, have you ever experienced fear? Now, I know that we all experience fear, and on different levels, right? But I do not want to assume for you that you've experienced it. So that's why I'm having to ask this so that we can lay, the basis of the conversation first and just begin to write up on it, right? So have you ever experienced fear?
Yes, I have. I mean, yeah, I have in so many capacities and in so many different parts of life. Yes, I have.
Awesome. So would you like to share with us a particular moment in your life where you experienced fear?
I think this is like one of like the closest that I can think of right now. And I think that would be me having to start my business. Having to decide not to do 9 to 5, making major shift, starting a business. So yeah. And I think the fear was really about if I was doing the right thing, if it was the right thing I should be doing, what would people say when I fail, the fear of if I was capable of actually not earning like a regular income and actually sustaining my bills with having to do just my business because I needed to do that shit somewhere. So yeah, so that was it. It was the fear of everything. What will people say? What will my family say? Will people accept me? Will people say that, I'm making any difference? Like, it's just a whole lot of things. Will I succeed? Would it be successful? Will I be able to make money? So different things, limitations that are placed on myself, based on my environment, based on, what I thought people would think about the situation. I just faced a lot of limitations, and yeah, so yeah, that was it.
Awesome. So I mean, you just mentioned, a particular area that you experienced fear. So I'd like to know more. We would like to know more. How were you able to deal with that?
So I think first and foremost, I had to. Well, it was a whole lot of things. It was a process. The truth is, it was a process. It was me going through different levels and steps. That's about it. Okay, first is having to go through the fear, having to decide whether I should make the decision to begin with, talking to people that I felt like would help me through it. Okay, it's a good decision for me to make. And I had mixed answers. Or people like, oh yes, you can do it. And be like, are you joking? Are you a joker? How do you want to do this? How do you want to do that? And I was just scared, and I was just really scared. And I decided to pray about it really. But the thing about prayer is that you're praying and sometimes you feel like you're not being heard. So there was that process to where I was praying and I was asking God, okay, do you think this is what I should do? And I felt like I wasn't being heard, or God wasn't saying anything. I thought He was quiet about it. So I was like, oh, time is going. I need to make this decision. And there was all of that. I remember the time I decided to make this major decision was when, so I went for like a grant presentation, and I needed to use my business because I needed like money for it. And I went for it, and I told them, oh, this is what my business is about and everything. I wasn't even sure. The funny thing is that I didn't have faith in the business that I was presenting.
Wow.
But for some reason, I didn't have faith at the time. I was just saying, okay, I want to start this business. I know money, digital marketing, da. And people there, like, I was talking so randomly, but they still picked me because the guy said something. He said, there's something about you that I really like. There's something about you that stands out. And yes, you didn't necessarily do like a great presentation, but I'm going to pick you because there's just something. There's something there. I don't know what it is yet, but there's something there. And that word in itself legit made me feel like I just won $1 million because it was just the right word I needed to hear to move to the next level. So I went through that journey, didn't even make it far in it, but after I came out of that experience, I decided to start my business with me. So did the registration, gave my all in it, did one of my major wings where I did like an event that was very successful and everything like that. But that was the push I needed, and since then I've been pushing, I've been going for that thing, and God has been faithful, So it was a whole lot of things. It was me having to go through the fear, me having to go through the doubt, me having to go through people that talked me down, made me feel like I wasn't going to, come up, like I wasn't going to account to anything, And then one word that just changed my life, like instantly. And then I decided that I then took the business to God, and I said, God, you know what? I'm going to start this. I'm going to make a decision, and I just need you to lead me, to guide me. And you know what? That was the first time I heard God speak, and it was like, I'm going to go with you. I expect you to, and give me things that I should do, give me situations that I should try and put in place that helped me greatly, And I was wondering why it took him that long to speak. That's a different topic entirely. But yeah, for me, that was it. It was really a journey for me because it has made me more confident in the things I do now, more courageous to go blindly. Like if I have an idea now, it's so funny. I have an idea, I'm blindly going into it and already trying it, and then before I even think about, okay, is this thing going to work? I'm blindly going into it. And that's something that really helped me when it came to me doing starting up things that I'm not sure about. So yeah.
Wow, awesome. I mean, you've dropped like a whole lot of things in just that short time that you spoke. Wow. Because I was trying so hard to just almost like, when fruits are falling from the tree, like you shake the tree and then fruits and I'm trying to grasp, so that's kind of like how I was in my head, trying to just okay. So she said that, awesome stuff. Like, so you mentioned how, it first started with, they were all thoughts actually, and that's one of the things that, we're trying to like bring home, that fear starts with the thoughts. And then all the way goes all the way and cripples you down, and then you stay stuck, right? But you mentioned how you dealt with it. You had to deal with the fear, and then you had to face it. And one of the strategies that you mentioned using was prayer, right? And then you took a step. You didn't just stay after prayer. You didn't just say, oh, I prayed and then let's just end it. I didn't even get an answer. Okay, then maybe God is just saying this is not for me, then maybe I shouldn't do it. But you prayed, nothing came forth at first, and then you took a step, and then there was a word while you got to that same place. Somebody just upped and said, what, there's just something. I mean, I think that's just all you were waiting for. That was the answer that you were waiting for, actually. And it's just like, what, this has the potential of becoming, so I see this, it was just an idea also in your head, right? But then you decided to take a step, and you took a step, and then you met answer along the way. And someone said, you know what, I'm willing to do this because I see potential in this, right? And then that word jolted another version of you, and it's like, oh yes, this is what I've been waiting for all along. And then you moved in. You
Yes,
moved
it was
for the
confidence,
kill,
like you said.
and then you came back again and you prayed again, and then this time God now says, okay, you know what, I'm with you on this. So for me, I think that your journey of faith, started from the moment you took that step, right?
Yes.
I mean, after you, of course, you had to pray about it. You prayed, and then the moment you took that step, it showed God that, you know what, okay, yeah, she's ready. And then he said, okay, I'm with you on this. I'm in on this. Okay, so let's go do this. And
Actually,
that.
I actually want to say something about what you said about thoughts.
Okay, yeah.
Like you said, it started with thoughts, and the fears started coming in with thoughts. What I learned, or what I've learned so far in my life, is that the devil would always come tell you that you're nothing through your thoughts, And when he does that, I think one thing that helps is actually speaking with words. When the devil comes, if they don't reply the thoughts, speak just thoughts. Like, oh, when the devil says you're nothing, I'm something, you're in your mind. Now, it helps better when you speak out. It's like you face the word and you actually revive that, oh no, I'm not nothing. I am a daughter of Zion. I'm the head and not the tail. You speak the words that you've gotten over time. And that's something that has helped me to overcome fear a lot of times. That the devil tries to tell me, oh, you're not beautiful enough. I said, no, I'm fearful and wonderfully made. I'm telling you out. Sometimes I'm on the road. Yes. I'm on the road and I'm looking all crazy because I'm probably in an Uber, and then he just whispers, these are you'll be going for this meeting. And you're not going. I said, nope, I'm going to make it because I'm a royal priesthood, and everywhere I go to, I receive royalty. And I do that a lot. I think that's another way to overcome fear, especially when the devil whispers in your ear. Yeah, I'm going to say that so I don't forget it.
Wow, that is so awesome. Very true. Affirmation, just really affirming to yourself that, you know what, I hear you, devil. I hear you loud
but
and
I ain't
clear.
gonna fall for you.
But I'm not falling. Like, I'm moving.
I ain't gonna fall for you.
I'm moving. So I mean, that's just like very awesome to hear. That's just like very awesome. Then another thing that happened that I heard you say that happened for you was that it kickstarted like a confidence thing in you, and it keeps growing. And then you also mentioned how now when you get an idea, you moved past that level of, okay, we second guess, is this really, not to talk about the fact that, oh, you have to, of course, do quality checks, and think about stuff,
Exactly.
really, no,
yeah.
There's that part. But this time around, it created something in you that when I get an idea, I'm going for it. You know what? I'm just going to obey first. I'm just going to go and see. And I think that in itself is very, very powerful, right? Because I realized that a whole lot of us, right, when those voices come or that thought comes, just one thought, it starts with just one thought. Once that one thought comes, and then we create like a cushion for it, and then it sits down, and we even serve it juice and pizza really in our head, and it sits down and eats, and then it begins to belch on us, like, and you stay stuck.
Exactly.
You're not able to do anything. You're not able to move. And all of the things that you've imagined in your head, it now begins to seem like, oh, wow, it's really true. What will people say? And then you will now see that similar scenarios are now coming up. Maybe there'll be a friend or something that will say, oh, this thing, just things that would poke the little faith that you might have had or that you might have, right? And then it pokes it out, and then till you become unresourceful, and that thing doesn't get done. So really, I commend you. I mean, for just taking that bold step.
I'm not saying, and I need to say this, I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I think
of course not. Of course not.
In certain areas, I always I still think I need a lot of work. In as much as and this is just put out there that nobody can. I think we hear a lot of people saying how perfect they are, that a lot of people feel like when they don't meet up to that perfection, they feel like they are doing less. No, I feel like everybody has that thing. For me, pushing, I mean, some of the things that I tried, blindly going into it. Some of them failed along the way, but fine. Some of them, gave me results. That was okay. Some of them, I mean, ups and downs, which is the normal norm of life, but it kind of just killed that my unnecessary second guessing and unnecessary thinking, is this possible, and everything like that. Yeah, but still, I'm human. There's still some certain things that I feel like I still have to overcome, like the fear.
Of course.
Yeah.
One of the things that I realized is that, fear comes in like varying degrees and almost like at different seasons in your life and at different levels in your life. So if you're on level 1, you might be listening to me now and you're on level 1 of life, possibly, right? There's a level of fear that would come to you. Now, when you're able to grow past that and move up to level 2, there's another level of fear that would come, because I mean, the greater the heights that you go, the greater the responsibilities that you're entrusted with, right? And the greater the vision, so with each of that will come different levels of fear. So for instance, now you haven't owned a car before. There's a type of fear that you have about driving. That, hey, I don't want to drive on express, so let's just be driving in small this thing. Then you get a car and you begin to drive on expressway. You've overcome that. Then the next thing is another level. You get to another level again, and then another thing comes up and you're like, hey, no, let's not go here, let's not do this, so it keeps growing, really. So
it's just like how when we're in primary school, we thought that primary school maths was like the hardest math that we could do. Exactly. And then when we got to like maybe primary 5, we look at primary 1 maths like, what is this?
What? Are you kidding me?
I struggled with this. Is this a joke or something?
Exactly.
And then when we get to secondary school and we look at our primary school work, we're like,
what
is I think that's just about the different levels with different, hurdles that we have to pass that feels like it's impossible. But with time, when we pass it and we move past it, we realize that this thing was a joking something.
Very true then. So I'd just like you to just share like maybe tips that you might have in hand, that you think would be valuable or useful, for the listeners on how to deal with fear, especially when you're faced with, maybe a huge responsibility, maybe at work or even in your life, really. Any tips, anything?
For me, the greatest tip I can give, I cannot overemphasize prayer. I cannot overemphasize it. Like, yesterday something happened to me that should be. I was really down for some reason. It came with this headache that was feeling so down. And then I was about to sleep, like, what, I'm just going to sleep this off because this terrible day, I'm just going to sleep this off. And then I hear the spirit nudge me to pray. I was like, I beg, I'm just going to want to sleep. And then as I was about to sleep, I switched up my laptop, I switched up my phone, I was about to sleep. And then I heard that nudging again. Why don't you just pray about it? And I said, okay, I was just going to whisper prayers. And I was whispering, and then it just grew to like this, I don't know, scabash kind of prayers that just after I did it, I felt lifted. It felt like a whole body, that I was carrying was lifted up. And it made me realize, I mean, I have gone through things like that over the years, but it still gave me that, wow, like this prayer sharp. Like sometimes it's really all we need, talking to God about it. And if you have a mentor, I mean, someone mentoring you rightly is something that cannot be overlooked, because you realize that you're not an island. You can't do things all by yourself. If you have someone you trust, someone that you can be accountable to, that helps too. Talk to the person. Let the person be that voice that you already have in you, but at that time it's not necessarily coming out, because and that person is the one telling you, oh no, you can't do it, you're better than this, so yes, talk to somebody about it. I think that helps greatly. And maybe if you feel the need to read, I'm not necessarily the best reader, So instead of me reading, I'll probably just listen to worship or listen to a particular minister and listen to the word or what he has to say. That also helps me too. If you can read, read. But at the end of the day, I feel like whatever would give you the right information to overcome that fear is all you need. And however you need to get that information, get it. It can be you going online and going to like a worded, all this faith building, site and just looking through, you'll find a word for yourself there. Whatever is required to get over that phase, do it. Because that's what the devil cripples. The devil would not cripple you and say, don't move. No, he's going to cripple you and say, don't do the right things. Don't call this person. Don't pray. He's going to make you not want to pray. He's going to make you not want to go to a particular Instagram page. You'll probably just go and be listening to comedy and be laughing for the period of time when you're supposed to be probably listening to a particular word, and you laugh and then you go back to the feeling of how you're feeling sad and down and everything like that. That's what the devil is going to stop. Whatever is going to motivate you out of that situation, the devil is going to try and stop it. So overcome it by getting the right information, getting the right push, getting the right word that's going to remove you from that phase. I think that's something that I would say to anybody listening today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. Really, there's one thing that I kept on hearing that was consistent is almost find somebody that you'll be accountable to. Like find somebody that you can speak to about it. Because sometimes you won't even know, but sometimes a voice of authority, over you sometimes can just help get you out of that place. And a voice of authority really doesn't necessarily have to be a person physically, but it also could be in some of the things that you mentioned, the resources, online resources or things. At that point, it's a voice of authority that just speaks to the need, to be able to battle that fear. So yes, thank you very much, Obi. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's been an honor to have you, speak to us.
It's been an honor to be here.
Yay. So just one last question. How can the guests find you? Where can they find you and how can they find you?
I'm everywhere. I'm
wow.
on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on WhatsApp. I'm not on TikTok. I don't know why. But I'm on Facebook. I'm everywhere. So on Instagram, I'm Nwanya. So that's OBYNWANYA. On LinkedIn, I'm also Nwanya. On Twitter, I'm Obiling, so that's OBYLING, so that's at Obiling. Well. Instagram. That Obiwanya,
Okay, Obiwanya Thomas. Awesome, guys. So you heard it here first. You can get to contact her, and get to meet with her on this channel. So guys, thank you so much for listening once again to Dare to Live with Mary Ajagbe. It's been awesome. Till next time, thank you.